In the top stories, Regional Agri-Food Systems Project launched, Nevis Education Ministry investigating school altercation, and St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party remembers the late Earl Clark. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Boom! Join in the experience with Courts Ready Cash for the St. Kitts Music Festival with a loan of $3,000 or more and pay nothing for 60 days. Plus, you could be eligible for a reduced interest rate. Don't miss out. Enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. That is the day. Apply now. Visit shopcoats.com or call 466-1640 or 662-9425. Get your full St. Kitts Music Festival experience with Courts Ready Cash. We are ready whenever you are. Conditions apply.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Barrage. St. Kitts and Nevis has joined the regional project strengthening the management of water and soil resources for sustainability of the agri-food systems of the Caribbean countries in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. The regional project, which seeks to develop planning strategies and technologies for the governance and management of water and soil resources, was launched at a ceremony on Thursday at the Department of Agriculture. Maria Camelli of the Secretariat of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries in Argentina outlined the pillars of the project.
The 3 pillars that we have in the project is to make a regional report where we are going to analyze and characterize the issues and of all the islands. And we have then the other pillar, that is the training. We are making a virtual training now that is doing it now in this year, that you can participate if you want. And in the 7 countries we are also developing a demonstration plot with the issues that the country and the focal point decides to do.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mael Fleming, said that this project will contribute to the Federation's aim of developing resilient agri-food systems.
A very important title, since globally water is becoming a scarce resource, and even right in St. Kitts and Nevis we have been experiencing major challenges with water, especially by the farmers. However, our goal in the Federation is to develop resilient agri-food systems, and projects like these contribute to that development. Proper management is often ignored, which can have negative impacts in the long run. Soil and water, that goes together. We often hear soil and water conservation, the relationship between soil and water, right? And I think this is very timely, and I truly hope that what is taught and the knowledge shared by the experts, that our farmers would really put them into practice.
From May 23rd to 26th, hands-on technical support is being offered for the implementation of a demonstration plot, which will be located at the Gideon Force Farm. Head of the Crops Division, Ian Chapman, explained what will be done at the demonstration plot.
Gideon Force Farm, which is located in the St. Thomas parish, and it's approximately 5 acres in size, 4.97 to be exact, by the measurements that was done by the GPS the soil management team. The Gideon Force Farm is the roofs will be retrofitted with rainwater harvesting collection materials that will fill the infrastructure that they will provide the water to address this problem, because what we are seeing, they are having a lot of manual watering, and in some cases that they have a greenhouse which has no irrigation system, so we have, and already have the catchment for the water harvesting component. So what we are proposing to do is establish some water tanks and so that they could be able to establish some irrigation systems that will be able to supply these plots that they have currently not being irrigated, and they have mainly to water them manually.
The project is implemented by the Argentine Corporation and financed by the German Agency for International Cooperation. The Ministry of Education in Nevis says it is investigating an altercation among students at the Charlestown Secondary School on Wednesday. In a statement issued on Thursday, the ministry said, quote, "The Ministry of Education takes matters of this nature very seriously, as this type of behavior has no place in the school environment. As such, this matter will be thoroughly investigated and will be dealt with expeditiously," end quote. The statement continued, quote, "Our goal is to foster a child-friendly environment, and we take this opportunity to assure the public that we will continue to strive to ensure that our schools are safe spaces for all students," end quote. The ministry said as the investigation continues, they are gathering information from the parties involved. The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has expressed sadness on the passing of long-serving party supporter Earl Clark. Mr. Clark passed away on Thursday. During Thursday's sitting of National Assembly, Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Jeffrey Hanley highlighted the many roles Mr. Clark played, describing him as a hero of the people.
Comrade Earl Clark was someone who we refer to as an unsung hero. He was a historian, he was a sportsman, he was a politician, he was an advocate fighting on behalf of the ordinary persons.
He also spoke of how Mr. Clark was committed to supporting him as a candidate for constituency number 1.
What was touching about Comrade Clark is that even when he had an amputation, that did not stop him. He wanted to be pushed around in the constituency, introducing me as the new candidate. And I cherish, Madam Speaker, those moments.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew spoke of Mr. Clark's love for the people.
Professor Earl Clark, of course, would be one of those who had a strong voice in our community, but he was a very fair man, a caring man, a man who loved people. And even though he was a comrade, he loved all people, irrespective of their political persuasions, whichever side they were on. And so he would have influenced our movement significantly, making sure that we stay on the straight and narrow when it comes to our principles, when it comes to our motto and what we abide by.
In a statement, the SKNLP described Mr. Clark as a distinguished member and a true stalwart of the party, and said they are committed to carrying forward the torch that Mr. Clark held high. Driving while under the influence of alcohol is a significant public health problem that not only affects the alcohol user but also other parties such as passengers and pedestrians. This according to Sergeant Sophia Henry from the Traffic Department during her appearance on the ZIZ radio program On the Road on Wednesday. She stated that driving while under the influence of alcohol is a serious crime that can result in an accident.
Getting behind the wheel of a vehicle, whether it's a car, a truck, a motorcycle, or any other motorized vehicle, after consuming alcohol is serious crime. It impairs the person's ability to have control of the vehicle, and sometimes this can be resulted in crash or a road traffic accident, as we'll say. And when this happens, sometimes persons will come out with injury, will have death or disability.
Inspector Carleen Phipps, who is also from the Traffic Department, outlined all the driving under the influence offenses.
1, if a person drives a motor vehicle. 2, if he attempts to drive. 3, if he or she is in charge of that vehicle on a road, having consumed such a quantity that the proportion of his blood exceed the prescribed limit. 4. Or if he or she is under the influence of drink or drugs to such an extent as to be incapable of having proper control of the vehicle.
She also mentioned the prescribed limit of alcohol one can consume in order to operate a vehicle according to the law.
The prescribed limit for driving under the influence is 80 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliter of blood. And in the urine, it's 107 milligrams in 100 milliliters of urine.
Inspector Phibbs noted that in the Federation, the most commonly used method to test for alcohol is through blood and urine samples. She also mentioned that any police officer in uniform conducting a routine traffic stop can request a blood sample or alcohol test. After the break, Public Works Week observed and activities being held for EMS Week. Stay with us.
Here are your Horsford Value Mart IGA specials from May 18th to the 31st. And now your Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA and Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99. IGA Margarine, just $23.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Frozen Waffles, $10.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Honey Bear Clover, $19.99. Bigelow Teas, $10.99. Suavitel Fabric Softener, $19.99. And now our very low weekly value deals. Nor rice and pasta side dishes, $7.99. Essential Everyday Ketchup, just $4.99. Essential Everyday Instant Oatmeal, $11.99. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, $7.99. Centrum Vitamins, $44.99. Extra Liquid Laundry Detergent, $22.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is observing Public Works Week from May 21st to 27th to increase awareness across St. Kitts and Nevis of the importance of public works and to celebrate workers who have shown dedication to serving the general public. The week-long observance is celebrated under the theme Connecting the World to Public Works. During his appearance on Wednesday's edition of the program In Focus, Director of the Public Works Department, George Gilbert, spoke about the significance of the theme.
How do we connect the world through public work? Is that we do it through infrastructure. We build roads, we build bridges, we maintain roads, we maintain bridges. Also, in connecting the world through public work, we actually maintain the hospitals, community centers. So without this kind of interaction and interfacing, it means that there would be no roads to traverse on, no you and me to go to the hospital, etc., in a community center.
Mr. Gilbert said that a week of activities is planned to give the workers a chance to come together to socialize. He said the week is also set aside to bring awareness to how essential the Public Works Department is. The week opened with a church service on Sunday, May 21st. Monday, May 22nd was designated as Give Back Day, where staff went out into the community to present care packages to past staff.
There are some persons who would have worked public works many years ago and they're at home. So what we do is that we actually ask the staff to bring dry goods, corned beef, tuna, Vienna sausage, cornflakes, etc., etc. And we made some packages and we took them to these individuals within the from public work. So what we try to do, identify at least one person from each division, and we actually went out and gave them the food package.
Tuesday, May 23rd was set aside for a staff exchange where mechanics from Nevis Public Works journeyed to St. Kitts for the day and vice versa to work. A movie was scheduled for the evening of May 24th, another socializing event for staff. On Thursday, May 25th, staff engaged in a health and wellness day at the PWD division and a health walk was set for the afternoon. Staff will come together on May 26th for divisional cleaning, while the week climaxes on May 27th with a fun and sports day at the Connery playing field. The general public is invited to take part in the activities scheduled from May 25th to 27th. Emergency Medical Services EMS Week, which is being celebrated from May 21st to 27th under the theme Where Emergency Care Begins, is underway. This year's commemoration marks the 49th year of celebrations, which highlights the EMS profession, its dedicated workers, and the important role they play to safeguard the health, safety, and well-being of all people. This week's celebrations began with a church service at Reformation Fellowship Church on Sunday, May 21st, and continued on Monday with a special appearance on Healthwise, a radio program on ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation with Dr. Joylette Woodley-Fassell. On Tuesday, May 23rd, the EMS deployed on-call ambulance teams who visited the St. Paul's Primary School, Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School, and Morris Hillier Memorial Junior School to educate the students on the EMS's function in the community and how it aids the sick and injured. There was equipment demonstration by medical professionals during the show and tell portion of the ambulance exhibit. The second phase of school visits convened on Thursday, May 25th to the Virchels High School, Keon High School, and Immaculate Conception Catholic School. On Wednesday, May 24th, an EMS exhibition was held in West Independence Square. On Friday, May 26th, there will be a motorcade in honor of all EMS workers in the country throughout the streets of Bastille, starting at 3:30 p.m. The route will begin from the JNF General Hospital, continue to CFBC, the Cenotaph, then down to the Bay Road, passing the Craft House onto Pond Street, passing the Independence Square, back on 4th Street, Keon Street, and end back at JNF. The week of celebrations will conclude on Sunday, May 28th, with a special dinner for the EMS professionals and specially invited guests at the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions Kuna Conference Room at 7 p.m. The Solid Waste Management Corporation welcomed its new general manager on Wednesday at the SWMC conference room. Nelvin Maynard has been named the new general manager of the corporation and is backed by a 7-member board of directors. Maynard, who has a vast background in accounting and business management, is essential to SWMC's bid to becoming financially viable, according to Honorable Dr. Joy Clark, Minister of Environment, under which the SWMC operates. She said the ministry is strategic in putting at the helm of the corporation and the board the new leadership which comes from government financial departments, and that it is important to acknowledge the need for SWMC to be intentional about making a financial pivot so that the institution could better serve all the residents of St. Kitts with efficient disposal and household waste and cost-effective industrial and residential waste disposal. Explaining the process of selection, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Sharon Ratton, said the position was advertised and attracted 11 applicants. She said the applications were vetted by the Human Resources Department and 5 persons were interviewed in front of a panel that included the head of the civil service using agreed-upon questions and a rubric. Additionally, Dr. Clark told the new board that she wants SWMC to transition from how it currently operates to a framework of sustainable waste management systems that will limit the strain already experienced at the landfill. The minister and PS Rattan extended heartfelt gratitude to Judith Iles, who functioned as the institution's acting general manager for the past 7 months, as well as the staff for its patience and cooperation during the transition. The St. Kitts Music Festival Committee has announced that Courts is a bronze sponsor for this year's staging. Alistair Williams, chairman of the festival's executive committee, expressed his excitement about the collaboration with Courts. He was quoted as saying, "We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Courts for their generous sponsorship. Their support means the world to us, and we are thrilled to work together to strengthen our partnership." Terry Hercules, marketing officer at Courts, conveyed warm wishes to the St. Kitts Music Festival on its 25th anniversary and expressed the company's enthusiasm for continuing the long-standing partnership. He said, quote, "On behalf of the management and staff of Courts, I extend our warmest congratulations to the St. Kitts Music Festival on its 25th anniversary. We look forward to many more years of fruitful collaboration," end quote. The 25th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival is set for June 22nd to 24th, 2023 at the Warner Park Stadium in Bastia. Come up in regional news, Caribbean countries sign on to test